Why me? Why did this happen to me? I don't want to die. I think. Life. I don't know when it will start. The world has changed. Caves have appeared in various places. All kinds of other world creatures crawl out of it. The human world is on the verge of collapse. In this desperate situation, there they are. A special event with fierce otherworldly creatures. Fight to the death for their appearance. Let this planet that tied the knot and perished survive. And the humans who survived also ushered in exploration, a frenzy of opinions. They all have a very innovative title. Hunter, his name is Cheng Xiaoyu. Have an unremarkable appearance. After graduating from high school, he had no skills. Choose to be a hunter as a part-time job. And like others, he didn't become a hunter because he liked it, but to get some Hunter Association subsidies. Barely supporting my mother's high hospital expenses. Level 1 dungeon is the weakest dungeon in this world. Ordinary people can use a single brush without bringing a nanny and skate customs clearance. And Chang Xiaoyu makes it in this copy every time. Scarred. Therefore, he has received a well-known title in the hunter community. Man's weakest weapon. F is a construction site. A gate to another world hums in the construction site. The hunters came after receiving the news of the crusade. Cheng Xiaoyu is no exception. Today is still a humble day to go abroad. The worst of him. And easier to be remembered by others. For him. Participate in team battles. The difference that can make up for your lack of strength the most. It's also a quick way to get paid. And the people who participated in this crusade. And the secret that I usually have a good relationship with him. Jubaifa message. Lao Song volunteered in the crowd. Carried the flag directly. For the highest ranking person present. People are naturally meaningless. They all agreed. So, it's made up of 17 hunters. The first episode of the First World Crusade team is completed. Before approaching, an elderly uncle said to Cheng Xiaoyu, "Just follow. Don't get hurt." Then everyone entered the Tomb of Light one after another. Before settling down, Cheng Xiaoyu often breathed a sigh of relief. You must do well today. Sparks erupted in the underground city. Soldiers meet. All sorts of skills. All kinds of weapons. There is an endless stream in this dungeon. And not surprisingly, Cheng Xiaoyu is injured again. As a friend, Zhou was both distressed and helpless. He doesn't understand. Cheng Xiaoyu is obviously so weak. Why do you have to be a hunter? Cheng Xiaoyu was bitter. Watching everyone easily solve the monsters one by one. Contrast your scarred self. He understands. I am not suitable for this career. But he had no choice. Just keep going. The mother in the hospital was saved. Monsters drop items after being killed. And the uncle is holding the glowing gem in his hand. Although it is only a C-grade magic crystal, the price is more than 60,000 for Cheng Xiaoyu. Class C Warcraft is out of reach for him. He was scarred and only got the lowest level. First level magic mirror. But a player shouted, "You see, there's another entrance." Appear in front of the player. It's another dungeon in the dungeon. Double dungeon. Unexpected. There really is a legendary double dungeon. The uncle released private energy and headed into the cave. I saw that the cave was bottomless. Experienced old song premonition. There will be the ultimate boss inside. Originally, this situation was to be reported to the association, but in this way, the ultimate boss may be snatched by other hunters. Considering the danger to life. As the captain, Lao Song suggested, let the 7 hunters present vote. The vote was 8-8. The crucial vote fell on Cheng Xiaoyu. His hand holding the low-level spar trembled slightly. For my sister who is still in school. For the mother lying in the hospital. He decided to vote again. Everyone slowly walked into this bottomless passage. At the end of the passage are 2 giant doors. Tall and magnificent building. Let the scene return home without fear. Lao Song slowly pushed open the saw door. Tell everyone that there may be danger next. If you are afraid, go back. The strong take the lead. Everyone is naturally a newborn cow and is not afraid of tigers. Follow Lao Song to open the door. What comes into view is a huge palace. Flame torches. Giant god soldier with weapon. Muse holding an instrument. The most special. It is still the stone statue of the king sitting in the middle of the field. And next to these stone statues, there's a slate. Explains the rules of this underground city. The law of the Katrin Temple. First, worship God. Second, praise God. Third, prove your beliefs. And breaking the law won't get out of here alive. Cheng Xiaoyu suddenly felt that this temple, it's full of things. It was eerily quiet. There are countless doors behind. Startled everyone. A grumpy guy swearing. He's fed up with this spooky place. He was about to open the saw door. This is one of the idols. Correct the fall on the spot for this man who detoxifies the god. People panicked. The statue is alive. This is just an underground city. You know, that grumpy guy is at least prefecture level in the city. Just like this, he was killed in one blow by the janitor. And there are countless such combat forces in the field. At this time, Cheng Xiaoyu remembered what Zhao just said, and he looked back in horror. The original unstoppable stone statue king. Eyes suddenly light up. Make eye contact with him. Cheng Xiaoyu's eyes were suddenly filled with fear. Often in the midst of life and death, he suddenly knew. These creepy child prodigies. About to bring devastating disaster. He yelled at the crowd. All get down. The voice just fell. It shines like a double. With a creaking sound. Mentioning plasma laser swept poop. Those who were too late to avoid vanished in an instant. Fortunately, Cheng Xiaoyu's voice was loud. Most people still believe. Although Lao Song survived, but also lost a hand. It was the first time in his life that he felt such fear. He has participated in several B-class underground city crusades. There are no monsters that can be killed with one hit. This place is far more terrifying than a B-class underground city. He estimated that the stone statue king in front of him was grade A. Maybe still S-rated. And then they remembered the temple rule. First, worship God. And this God. Maybe it's him. Regret now. Do they still have achievements? I thought. This is just an ordinary Earth-level temple. But an S-level god appeared. The light from his eyes. Enough to destroy all life. as the highest-ranking recitation present. Lost Dragon is Laser Strike. Now there's something that's puzzling them. I thought it was just a ground-level underground city. Only brought 3 nannies to form a team. One was hit by a laser. Not even a corpse was left. A terrified soul. A brook that is a B-class wet nurse. I can't stop hugging my head and shaking. The stone statue of the king at this moment has also been opened. Sparkling prodigy. Watching all the players present. They can only stay where they are at the moment and dare not greet. There are always some guys who are not afraid of death. As an assassin, he seems to be very concerned about his speed. He took a deep breath. Muscles in the legs. Rushing to the door with lightning speed. It's almost there. And the holy boy buzzes. In shock. In the expression of vanished. Everyone's heart collapsed. These monsters are ridiculously strong. As long as they want. Effortless. You can destroy this group of players. Something that makes Cheng Xiaoyu feel strange. They didn't do it. Can kill but not kill. And once you get close to the door, the stone gatekeeper will attack. Move the idol and it will emit X-rays. Their attacks seem to follow the rules. Here's how it works. Law of the Temple of Katemon. Article 1. Worship God. Thinking of this, Cheng Xiaoyu slowly stood up. Uncle thought he was crazy. But look at his determined eyes. It's not like you're going to die. Cheng Xiaoyun's movement quickly attracted the attention of the idol. His eyes sparkled. And Cheng Xiaoyu quickly squatted down. That light turned into a wisp of smoke. As if to disappear. Cheng Xiaoyu is slow. The meaning of the first law. He hurriedly yelled at the crowd. Everyone is heading towards the idol luggage. Everyone thought he was crazy. To ask them to worship this murderous god. Can be seen as he used firm eyes. Seems like he knows something. And there's no better way. To save my life. Everyone reluctantly offered their knees to the evil god. They are like believers waiting for the approval of the Lord. And the stone statue king's original luminous double picture. It also dimmed. The scene was suddenly dead silent. Moments later. Stone statue opens mouth. Show a weird smile. This temple is full of weirdness. When people break in, it has been marked as a sacrifice. Man of detoxification god will be judged by God. The only way to save. Maybe it's just the inscription full of mosquitoes. They deciphered the first question. Bow down to God. Everyone knelt down to this murderous god. I saw everyone kneeling in front of me. The evil god is very proud. Show a bright smile. The strange expression made everyone feel for a while creepy. But it seems to work. The attack stopped. I thought it was okay. And Uncle took the lead in fighting. See, he's not dead. The people slowly got up. But the next second, there was a boom. The originally immovable stone statue slowly stood up. 1 foot to the ground, the whole ground collapsed. When the statue rises, standing in front of everyone, like a tall mountain. Protagonist or protagonist. Critical moment. He remembered the Second Temple rule again. Praise God for a Christian who has come forward. He was very good at the language of praise. He took out the cross on his chest and read praises silently. But he doesn't know. He praises other gods. Snap! Stepped directly into meat puree. People panicked, running around like crazy. People are like buildings, under the ruthless trampling of the gods. And Uncle in Green ran to the corner. I thought it would be safer here. From behind him, a sword for the god soldier split him symmetrically. The field suddenly exploded. There is a barefoot fairy in front. After that, there is a sword-drawing weapon. Just get close, they will attack. In a panic, Cheng Xiaoyu noticed. Only the stone statues holding musical instruments will not attack. He hurriedly told the crowd. Move to the statue with the instrument. Sure enough, when Lao Song approached a stone statue with a horn. Statue activated. Blow his horn. More and more players find stone statues holding musical instruments. Safe. His eyes were full of fear. The next second broke down and cried. Chen Xiaoyu and Zhou are still desperately looking for the stone statue. They came to a stone statue holding a valley. The stone statue did not respond. It seems that only when one person. Stone statues will go far. Process. Xiaoyu left the millet god to Zhou without hesitation. Run fast to find the next stone statue. And then the Stone King discovered. Hurry up, and Cheng Xiaoyu found one. By this time the giant horn has reached the head. With a snap, he stepped directly towards Cheng Xiaoyu. Fortunately, Cheng Xiaoyu couldn't avoid it. But when he looked up, he found. I see my shield as a musical instrument. The god weapon raised his shield without hesitation. With a bang, it smashed directly at Cheng Xiaoyu. And doing business is only strong, he doesn't give up, struggling to climb forward. He often rubbed shoulders with death. Always catch the line that hangs on the line. And this time he caught it again. The voice of praise slowly wafts in this temple. The stone statue also stopped moving. Zhou ran over in a hurry. The scene in front of him made him cover his mouth and cry. Although Cheng Xiaoyu survived by chance, but lost both legs. How serious is the crime of trespassing in the temple? Originally a team of 17 people. After a while, there were only 6 people left. 2 more were seriously injured. And God doesn't seem to let it go. He stretched out his claws, slowly rise from the ground to make a stone platform. Look at this shape. Looks like an altar. He mirrors the 3rd law of the temple. Prove your beliefs. This is probably the final test. The king slowly drew his sword. Points to the recitation that led them to trespass in the temple. Since sacrifices are required, that can only be done by him as the captain. And Lao Song did not shirk. He walked slowly to the altar with all his responsibilities. When he stepped into the altar, a burning flame suddenly appeared behind him. But Lao Song was not defeated. I don't know what's going on. Cheng Xiaoyu had to ask everyone to help him carry it to the altar. Their case. When the 3 of them stepped into the altar, 3 more flames. They get it. People seem to be the opportunity to activate the flame. When everyone stands on the altar, small flames turn into raging fires. Streams of sizzling energy follow the grooves on the ground. Slide to the edge. Blue flame. With all the energy flowing in. Blue flame. The saw door behind him opened, and the white gang slowly disappears. Those giant soldiers. All activated. Slowly approaching the altar. And they found out. Just look at them. They stop moving. Take your eyes off them. They will move forward. For the same reason as the games I played as a child. And this suffocating gaze. It tends to make vulnerable people break down. A girl screaming. From the altar. And the silver was suddenly extinguished on the altar. Strange thing is, he ran out safely. Cheng Xiaoyu fell into deep thought. What the hell is going on here? Blue flames go out every once in a while. And the flame on the altar leaves a person. Put out one. Every time one goes out, the door will close a little. Third Temple Law. The so-called proof of your beliefs. Under fear and threat. Facing sweet temptation. You can still prove your beliefs. So this open door is a trap. All I see is false hope. But even so, under the lure of fear and sweetness, people prefer this naked sweet trap. Fatty is saying sorry to Cheng Xiaoyu. Dump Cheng Xiaoyu and run away. Cheng Xiaoyu shouted in a hurry. Don't move, I won't fall into this fantasy. If the number of people is decreasing, with blind spots, all to die. Just keep staring at those statues. Until the blue flames are all extinguished. Through Cheng Xiaoyu's performance these few times, Lao Wang was already impressed by Cheng Xiaoyu. Thanks to Cheng Xiaoyu, the mystery was solved. He agreed with Cheng Xiaoyu's speculation. But he is more afraid of the loss of time. Doors will close. He's just a normal guy. He has family. He didn't want to die. He apologized to Cheng Xiaoyu. Left the guitar. Completely disregard. Cheng Xiaoyu is heartbreaking. The altar lost another fire of life. Giant god soldier who lost surveillance, walking slowly towards the altar. And Pharaoh's departure will kill those who remain. When faced with a choice between life and death, what do? Is to implement your beliefs. Or run to the open door. More people may be like them. The heart has long been filled with fear. They defy the rules and run to the open door. And the worst is those who stay. Now there are only 3 people left on the altar. Old Song now understood the meaning of the law. As long as one person remains, the door won't close. And Lao Song resolutely leave the opportunity to 2 young people. And Cheng Xiaoyu has lost both feet and cannot walk. Lao Song had to entrust Cheng Xiaoyu to Zhou. But Zhou sat on the ground with limp feet. Can't move. In order to treat Cheng Xiaoyu, consumed all his laws. Cheng Xiaoyu didn't say much. Let Lao Song leave with Zhou. Stay by yourself. Although cruel. But there is only one person who can recite at this time. And he can only take one. Cheng Xiaoyu took out the first level gem he had desperately obtained. Tell the creek. I said I would invite you to dinner. You take this and eat first. Wait until you get out of here. I'll go to you first and get the rest of the money. Zhou just wanted to talk. He was slapped on the back of the head by the uncle. Carry it directly on the body. We're running out of time. Let them think. He glanced at Cheng Xiaoyu after her final farewell. Resolutely left the altar. Cheng Xiaoyu watched them leave. Watched them walk out of the temple gates. His hanging heart just let go. He was alone on the altar. The giant god soldiers slowly approached the altar with their weapons. But he is Cheng Xiaoyu. Even if you die, I will die vigorously. He took up his weapon and pointed it at the enemy. He took a deep breath, ready to die. One of the giants brandished his spear, directly pierced Cheng Xiaoyu's body. The powerful pain directly made him spit blood. It's not over yet. The spear soldier also picked up his long gun, suddenly provoked Cheng Xiaoyu. It slammed hard on the altar. Severe trauma paralyzed him. He shed tears of disappointment. He is not reconciled. He didn't want to die like this. How could it be okay? I'm not a saint. Others have families, but he also has. He carries too much. He didn't want to leave regrets like this. Leave this world. If I could give him another chance. Just when the knife was about to land on Cheng Xiaoyu. Pop up. You have a secret mission. The completion conditions for the courage of the weak. Misty. Do you found that time seemed to stand still? Ground. The sword of the magic weapon seems to be frozen framed. What's with the mosquito? Where is the sound coming from? You have qualified as a player. Whether to accept. What do you mean? Time is running out to accept the offer. If you refuse to accept, after 0.02 seconds, your heart will stop beating. Whether to accept. Looking at the hustle and bustle, Cheng Xiaoyu knew he had no choice now. He exhausted his last strength. Okay, I accept this. Welcome to become a player. Suddenly, Ziyu's body flashed. Shine a dazzling light. Under the gaze of the evil king. Under the gaze of the gods. Disappeared. Why me? Why did this happen to me? You don't want to die. I think. Life. He woke up. He was gasping for breath. Everything is like a dream. But the suffocating pain. But so real. He looked out the window. Where is this? Two men in black entered the room uninvited. He gave Cheng Xiaoyu a business card. The card says the Hunter Association Supervision Section. From the mouth of the man in black. Cheng Xiaoyu has been asleep for 3 days. Old Song survived. But he lost an arm. May not be a hunter. When the stream came out, there was a huge trauma in my heart. The man in black just wanted to continue talking about other people, effectively interrupted him. For those who abandon their teammates for their lives. He felt very cold. This time there is a double dungeon. It's a lot of casualties. There are only 6 people left in the team of 17. After receiving a report from survivors, people from the supervision section and the White Tiger on the scene soon, only to find that everything has disappeared. Only lying on the altar. Cheng Xiaoyu who lost consciousness. If the survivor's statement, there's a slight disconnect here. Or no remains of the victims were found at the scene. They couldn't believe it either. And Cheng Xiaoyu's miracle survived. Make them suspicious. Cheng Xiaoyu completed the second awakening. The power of hunters, it was already fixed when the ability was awakened. But there are also very few hunters. Reawakening will occur. They have limits beyond themselves. From C to A. The situation where the B class is upgraded to the S class. They took out the magic meter. Let Cheng Xiaoyu put his hand on it. Dee. However, the test results make people cry. Effect. Even the lowest level 1 combat effectiveness has 70. And Cheng Xiaoyu is a mother-in-law. It was tested that Cheng Xiaoyu was just an ordinary person. One person can directly carry the bag and leave Cheng Xiaoyu with a confused face. I thought I had really awakened my superpowers. But he was curious. Why don't those people care about this bullet in front of them? Can't they see the window? He found that the severed leg was intact. Stabbed in the heart before death. No scars were left. He doubts that he is in reality now. Still a dream. He clicks on the pop-up. 3 notifications suddenly jumped out. There's another unconfirmed message. But when Cheng Xiaoyu said to confirm, the news unfolded before him. Daily quests become the preparation of the strong. When the daily task is not completed, will be punished accordingly. So you see all this exercise. Cheng Xiaoyu rolled his eyes. But what an international joke. I am a patient. How can I have the strength to do this? Get some sleep first. And time varies. The kung fu between performance and sleep. Time passes quickly. And when time runs out, the system directly notified him. You have not completed the daily task, will be moved to the urban development area. In the city sky and hazy sleepiness, the ground shakes. The ground you hold turns to sand. For a while, he actually teleported to the desert. And then there was a commotion behind him. Cheng Zi turned back with a look of fear. A giant desert centipede. Staring at him coveted. Pop up. Penalty task. Survival goal: survive within the specified time. The specified time is 4 hours. What kind of fairy system is this? It has so much reputation. The mission has a time limit. And failed to complete the task within the stipulated time. Will face systematic punishment. Male lead last second, still snoring in the comfortable bed. The next second is teleported to this hot dog desert. There's a giant centipede behind him. And the further forward, the more centipedes there are. And so the devil's punishment. It took 4 hours. Fortunately, when he was about to be swallowed alive by the Abyss Sammoth, the system notifies that the penalty task has been completed. Swish. Cheng Xiaoyu returned from hell to heaven. He was gasping for breath. This punishment task. I'm scared. I haven't had time to receive the task completion award yet. He collapsed for a while. Fell asleep. The first thing he does when he wakes up is to do the task. Do the task desperately. After the last punishment, he knew that this thing in front of him was not a fantasy. Need to follow his request. To make the day so leisurely. And every time you complete the task, there will be a corresponding reward. Rewards will also directly increase one's own strength. Accept this. There is also the ability to improve the state points and random cooperative items. Status skill item. List of items. It's like playing a game. And this time, he opened a key from the box. The key to quickly enter the dungeon. According to the prompt, he arrived at the subway entrance. The key is activated. Radiating light. Then an intersection appeared leading to the underground city. into the fog. It's another dimension. He can see people from another dimension. And people from another dimension can't see him. For a moment, he panicked. The last time I accidentally broke into the dungeon, leave him an unforgettable baby. He wanted to escape but couldn't. The system told him, you must destroy the ultimate boss to leave. Effective and hard. Even a level 1 monster can't deal with him. You want him to destroy the ultimate boss. Just say no, lazy mother. Looking forward to the gloomy passage. He was sweating profusely. But now, you have to break into the wolf's den and the tiger's den. Soon he was in danger. A monster opened his saw and came towards him. Chang Xiaoyu hurriedly dodged. He doesn't know if he can beat it. But I finally survived from the evil god. You have to try hard anyway. The wolf ran towards him quickly. Chang Xiaoyun turned over and dodged. He was surprised. My body has become so light. It seems that he is indeed so strong. He punched him. With a snap, it directly hangs down to the huge wave. Instantly steal the giant wolf. Even the iron door was smashed and deformed. Chang Xiaoyu couldn't believe he had such power. But not for the giant wolf. Too much damage. Normal attacks do not cause fatal damage to Warcraft. In the light, he rang his weapon. Open inventory. In an empty inventory. Please stand out for that weapon. Chang Xiaoyu drew his weapon. Be the first to face the wolf head. Successfully killed the wolf. No losses, a 15,000 RMB weapon. It's so lethal. With the weapon, he was instantly confident. Even if to come at the same time, he is also fearless. He raised his weapon. In an instant, the first one was hacked away. For him. These little monsters in front of you, and those guys in the temple. Simply too weak. Just the other day, Chang Xiaoyu is still a slag that can't even beat a first-level monster. And now to level 1 monsters appear at the same time. He also has a fight. By killing monsters, he went up 1 level. All attribute values are incremented by 1, although we don't know the specifics of these values. How much combat power did you add? But although the power is only increased to 20, but it gave him a qualitative improvement. He gradually became aware of the so-called players. Constantly do daily tasks. Constantly fight monsters and upgrade. He can really get stronger. He remembered that when monsters die, they drop golden stones. He went in and looked at the wolf carcass. It's different from the previous dungeons. This time it's an item that's dropped. He also found the system on both sides. He wanted to go in and take a look, but was told by the system that the level was insufficient. You can only sell the item. For sale, Langya. He received 20 gold coins. I just don't know what this experience can do. As he studies these strange system stores, a dragon slowly emerged from the darkness. Then countless pairs of eyes appeared. Out of countless giant wolves. And Chang Xiao and his eyes have lost their fear. After all, he is someone who has died once. He had a knife. The fearless Tao King takes away. A giant wolf with a knife. Suddenly a huge wolf bit him from behind. He throws his sword behind him. But the wolves soon surrounded him. His eyes cracked. All the way with sparks and light. Kill the fierce wolves one by one. He didn't know if he would survive. But he knew that if he gave up here, his death was meaningless. Only become stronger, to protect the people he loves. With the killing of the King of Numbers, His level rose rapidly. It was originally based on a large and powerful Volve pack. I'm a little bit withdrawn at this moment.